One of the most powerful moments of a man's life is when he realizes all micro decisions, all micro actions, behaviors, thoughts, emotions ingrain who you are. There is no later, there is no tomorrow. You are literally deciding who you're going to be for the rest of your life because you are ingraining neural pathways, patterns of emotions and thinking and acting and behaving that are creating a pattern of you. You are literally ingraining who you are in every single moment. There is no decision, action, thought, emotion small enough that doesn't compound into your life. It literally all compounds into who you are. You are training yourself in the only moment that exists, in the present moment, who you're going to be for the rest of your life. Do you expand or do you contract? Do you bring things to the surface immediately and proactively handle them? Or do you brush things under the rug and allow them to fester and destroy your entire life? Do you approach and attack fear and pain as the portal of growth and expansion and being a better human and expanding yourself as a human, or do you hide and avoid? Because reality is the pattern of you, all those things are literally compounding into your entire life. Those decision-making processes, it's like a decision tree. It's like decision tree, and that leads to the entirety of your life. It's a beautiful thing, it's a powerful thing, it's a very humbling thing. If you don't feel like crying, if you don't feel like weeping, feel it in your bones a little bit, have an acceptance of death, because all moments sink into one. Last year feels like today, the next year feels like today, the morning feels like the night, eating feels like walking, feels like training, feels like living. There's just this internal presence of you moving your life. So it's a beautiful thing when a man realizes, it's a powerful thing, when he realizes that every single micro action, micro behavior, micro emotion, micro thoughts, micro word, what his mind utters, what his heart whispers, all of that is literally ingraining a pattern in you. Approach things proactively, ask the difficult questions, attack and use pain and fear as the portal of expansion, expand yourself as human, and align every single present moment with who you want to be for the rest of your life. Because you are literally ingraining who you are, training who you are, setting that gravity point of who you're going to be now in the only moment that exists, moving forward as you move through life for the rest of your life. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. P.S. One of the powerful ways that this shows up in everyone's life is what you do in private shows up in your real life all the time. So watch yourself at what you do in private, because what you do in private seeps into all other areas of your life. What do you do when no one's watching? What do you do when you believe that you are alone? What does your mind or your heart move through when you think nobody hears? You hear. That is what you're allowing in your life. I always point the beam of light on myself, like I always work on myself, and that is the reality that you see, like any vices, any addictions, any bad habits that you believe that you are hiding, that is seeping into all your human relationships, the way that you show up in your work environment, your ability to lead yourself, because this goes into integration and how authentic you are to yourself, how in alignment you are with your own values and with your own principles, and this comes up with how you are showing up in life. Like this is the energetic flow of how you are showing up, because people talk different when they are more aligned and when they are more truthful and they are more, you can call it disciplined, but more in line with the life that they are leading. A very powerful way that this shows up is, what are you doing in private? What are you allowing in your private? Because you are literally ingraining that in your emotions, in your nervous system, in your own physicality, in your own habits, this baseline, this gravity of habits. What are you allowing yourself to do? What do you believe that no one's watching? You're watching. Those are your standards. That's what you're allowing. And all those things show up into all other areas of your life. So the more that you kill your vices, the more that you're going to find yourself effortlessly showing up greater and more, because your own self-standards, what you do in private, shows up in your entire life all the time. There is an energy of love, authenticity, and growth. And how in alignment are you with love, authenticity, and growth? Because this does align with material winning, like worldly success, making more money, having more women, being more intentional with everything you do all the time. And the beautiful thing about this, whether this is done by the natural world or a God or a creator, is that when you are in alignment with those virtuous principles, love, authenticity, growth, you will win this life because you are more authentic, you are more proactive, you are investing your attention and your energy more properly, like you are investing your life more intentionally all the time, because you realize there is no later, there is no going back, the only time is now. And in the only time that we are living, you are literally ingraining and training a habit, a cyclic habit of being, whether that's your physical actions, your mental thoughts, your emotional loops, how you respond to the world around you. When there's fear, anxiety, or a signal of discomfort, do you move towards it, or do you allow that to shrink your life? Are you expanding into life, or are you shrinking from life? This shows up all the time. The more that you get into personal development or personal growth, there's like this curvature. First things first, it starts off like, do the right thing all the time. Just do the right thing all the time. And then you hit walls in life. And when you hit these walls in life, you see that you do not understand the way that everything moves and operates. So you get very curious. Like, how do things move? How do things work? How do things flow? So in the complexity, nuance aspect, you start getting into human dynamics, social dynamics, psychology, behavior, group dynamics, tribal dynamics, ultimately what makes a human, ego development theory, spiral dynamics. What makes a human and what dictates how they behave in the real world? What is the data and the real world studies and patterns show of what leads to fruitful, beneficial, winning results? And then just like understanding all this quote unquote complexity, value creation, the flows of money, game theory, just the infrastructure of someone's own inner world, how that comes to be. And ultimately how that human individual, well, first things first, always cast the light on yourself, but how that human individual decides to respond to the world around them. Because then that creates in a data pattern-like way the results of your life and the results of someone's life within a group dynamic. You can call this a community, you can call this a business. But from there, the more that you possibly understand, you start to get it to the other side where it's just like do the right thing all the time. Just do the right thing all the time. As long as you do the right thing all the time, you're gonna grow into your best human life. Whether you wanna make more money, have more dating options, be more abundant and loving your relationships, just be more proactive, just be more aligned, just be more focused, just do the right thing all the time. But first things first, if you want, the deeper that you get into this, there is immense amount of value of actually studying the world, this life, because there are pressures and forces that move humans individually and in a community collective manner. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like our thirst and our hunger, our primal needs literally guide a lot of our behaviors. Our sexual needs guide a lot of our behavior on an individual basis and on a collective basis. What other forces and pressures exist? Well, for the most part, most humans, until you check yourself all the time, we are incentivized to be selfish in our desires and our actions and our behaviors and the way that we live. Because if we die, nothing matters. If we don't look out for ourselves, no one's looking out for you. So it is an evolutionary byproduct to always seek your best self-interest. That's just evolution. But the more that you understand that, you can align interest, talk to someone in an authentic way, connect with them. So this is what you want, this is why you want it. Are we going in the same direction for how period of time? Because you begin to see, the more that you grow up as a man, you see that some relationships are purely transactional. Some relationships are for a season. Some relationships are vision aligned, growth aligned, evolution aligned, and some relationships just aren't worthy of connecting because the time doesn't align. That's why it's fruitful and beneficial to ultimately understand humans and the forces and pressures at play when it comes to your own individual nature and the nature of group and human dynamics and the way that we show up. Because when it comes to a tribal sense, it's normal for humans to seek certainty and seek a leader, because that gives us consistency, meaning, and purpose. And this does show up in community environments and in business environments. But ultimately, you get to the other side when you digest that, master yourself, be more aligned and focused on yourself. Like, just master yourself. Be more truthful to yourself, be more authentic, be more aligned, kill your vices, connect to that higher power, and live it out powerfully right now. But then you just get to the other side where it's just like, do the right thing all the time. Just do the right thing all the time and you will be guided properly. Peace, love, and blessings. I'll talk to you next time.